Cincinnati's warm at 8.5, live from Sandals South Coast, made of Caribbean. This is just a spectacular location. I think I saw a wedding party here the first night we arrived, which is one of their specialties. And to talk about that, a destination wedding, we have Valecia Galbraith, our wedding coordinator, weddings manager.
Weddings manager.
Yep. You want to pull that up real close here?
All right, perfect. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Well, absolutely. Sandals Sexy South Coast, we are all about making those love stories a reality. Now, in terms of what we do here at Sandals Sexy South Coast, we offer wedding, and not just wedding, we also offer RTK, where you can renew your vows. Now, if it is that you are ready to say I do, we are ready to welcome you at Sandals Sexy South Coast. Now, we have a myriad of different locations that you can choose from. Let me start with our Over the Water Chapel. That's one of our premium locations, and that's one of our only locations that actually requires an additional costing, and that's USD $750. Now, if you were to choose from any of our other locations, for example, the beach or the garden, that is included. So it's just a matter of what it is that you're trying to accomplish and where you'd like to get it done.
That's amazing.
Now, in terms of your wedding, we also start the process for you. We would advise you what are the documentations that we need to get your wedding going. Now, what it requires is that you need to have your absolute marriage divorce decree if it is that you've been married before. You also require to have your birth certificate and 2 photo IDs. Now, when you've submitted that, we will go through just to make sure that all the names listed on all the documents are the same. Because, of course, from time to time, you'll have persons changing their names. If it is that a name was changed, or it is that you were married and you maintained the name of your husband, we would do something called a statutory declaration, where you'd have to declare why it is that your name has changed and why is it that it appears that way. We will then prepare your marriage license so that we can actually host your wedding in Jamaica. After we've done that process, you are ready to be married, right?
Yeah.
So after we've done that process now and you get to Jamaica and you'd have done all the planning for your wedding, of course, it's customizable. We have the option to choose within the packages that we have. But guess what? If you choose not to use any of our packages, you can make it your own. It's fully a la carte. Now, when you get to Jamaica, we will work with the weddings team here on site. We will go through the invoice that you would have procured overseas. And then we'll be like, all right, this makes sense. We can continue like this. After we go through, if the vision is not complete, we will help you to add more value to it so that we can procure and say that this is exactly how the wedding is going to go, because we are the know-how, we are on site, we're the ones that are executing. Now, after you've done all of that, it's wedding day. Is it that you're going to get your hair done, your makeup done? Is it that you're going to have a spa party on that day? We call it a sparty.
Yeah, a sparty. I like
a sparty.
it. Yeah.
No, we get that done. After we've gotten that done, it's time to say I do. Where is it that you had selected to have your wedding? Was it in the garden? Was it on the beach? Or was it in the Over the Water Chapel? Now again, if you choose the Over the Water Chapel, we're only able to host a maximum of 50 persons in the chapel. We do not exceed that number.
So a smaller wedding would be?
A smaller wedding. Now, of course, it's destination. We host from 2 packs all the way up to 170 persons.
Wow.
And I must say that we do over 700 and something weddings a year.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
Well, I remember way back in the day when I got married, it was very stressful planning a wedding. And it seems like you guys take a lot of the work out, and you could be as customizable, or you could just do plug and play, so to speak.
Plug and play, absolutely.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. Now, in terms of when you get here on site, you also get an option to choose the cake that you'd like. Do I want to go vanilla? Do I want to go chocolate? Do I want to go red velvet? Or do I want to keep it Caribbean, to choose from the Jamaican rum cake? Or am I going to go carrot? So it's just a matter of what you like. We don't set anything in stone for anybody. We help you to be as creative as possible with your wedding, because again, it's not my wedding, it's your wedding. We are waiting here at Sandals South Coast just to host your wedding. Are you ready to say I do?
Yeah, they are. They didn't even realize how quickly they were ready to say I do. No, it's perfect. That's perfect. Can you remember like a wedding that really stood out to you as like really special or unusual?
I mean, I've had many of those, but I can particularly speak to the one that we would have had on December 31st of 2024. It was absolutely stunning from start to finish. It was whimsical. Like, you had a full-blown garland at the entrance of the chapel door. You also had a full-blown garland at the aisleway. You also had a valance in the chapel hanging from the roof all the way down to the ground. And then you had two partition of large floral arrangement to have the couple so adjoined to each other. It was absolutely amazing. Then you would see the aisleway making an L with florals assigned to each chair, just so that you could create that moment. You did not want to just create a moment that was not picture perfect. It was the experience. After we would have left the chapel area, we would have moved over to the cocktail area. We would have had that by the Italian jacuzzi area. Now, by the Italian jacuzzi area, you have a nice bubbly pool, and it was just so right. The sun was just about to set, and the guests were ranting, and they were having the most amazing experience. Then we would have moved over to the Silver Sun Beach, where you had the fairy lights. You would have had the lanterns hanging from it.
Oh,
Then
wow.
you would have had that large hook with chandeliers and florals hanging from it. It was absolutely stunning. Then in the middle of the dance floor area, you had your sparklers just to gash as the bride and groom would enter into the wedding. Now, I mean, we are all about making your love story our love story.
It sounds beautiful. If you could see Valecia's smile when she's talking about this wedding, it sounds spectacular.
It is, and I mean, the experience is absolutely amazing.
So, if someone wants to get married here at Sandals South Coast, how far ahead should they contact you?
At minimum 6 months, because we'll need the documentations ahead of time so that we can procure your marriage license. Now, of course, there are legal weddings that we do here in Jamaica. So we have to make sure that we would have gone through the different details. Again, remember, I would have mentioned if there's any name change, if you've been married, just to make sure that you have your absolute divorce decree. So 6 months at minimum is what I would recommend, so that you have a free sailing in terms of your wedding execution.
Well, Valecia, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
It was my absolute pleasure.
This is the perfect destination wedding place to be, Sandals South Coast. It's absolutely stunning. I know you do a great job, and she'll probably just take your wedding and run with it.
All you need to do is say, I do.
Thank you.